Join the People's Choice write-in for Kent Bernier Sr. and Oakland Benta for election reform, paid for by People's Choice. Join the People's Choice write-in for Kent Bernier Sr. and Oakland Benta to end corruption and mismanagement, paid for by People's Choice.
Good night, everyone, and welcome to Healthy Living with Dr. Peter. Listen, I'll tell you right now. Thank God Stone in the studio, brother Bloodstone in the studio. This thing start to make some noise there, and you know me don't like noise. Me already to run out the studio. He had to tell me what to do. Calm down yourself. Press the thing down. So,
Doc, you're stuck with me. You go no way. I don't do like when you were young. I hold in hand on the fractal right there.
The fractal.
You going?
You go.
I going. So don't worry about
don't worry.
The little
hiccups.
I didn't write here with you.
Listen, I was ready to run out the same things start making hip hop noise in my head. Me ready to dash. Yeah. But anyway, good night to everyone here on St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John. Good night to everybody here in the studio. My baby ain't in the studio today. But me ain't gonna tell her what happened. He gonna tell her. But anyway. Good night to everybody on St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John. We have a special guest here in the studio, but before we continue, I want to continue saying good night to everybody that listening to me all the way in Africa, Guyana, Atlanta, Michigan, Houston, everywhere, listening to Healthy Living with Dr. Peter. I mean, I just want to let you guys know I love you guys. I always have to give a special good night to my favorite senator, Senator Alicia Chucky Hansen. All right, good night to Mr. Ali. Good night to everyone, and welcome to Healthy Living with Dr. Peter. You guys know initially when my show started, it was all about, you know, take your vitamins, take your minerals, you know, go to the beach, come and see me, get massage, blah, blah, blah. And then it has evolved into a political show. But the only reason it has turned political is because politics has gone into medicine. And since politics is into medicine, medicine has to go into politics. And that's why Dr. Peter is into politics right now, because I realize politics is just not politics. Politics is our way of life. And we no longer can just sit back and just let things ride. We have to change the status quo. All right? And if we look at our history, we always talk about Queen Mary. Queen Mary did her fireborn 1878, which is 144 years ago. And Queen Mary was from Antigua that came here to St. Croix. All right? And just let that marinate in your head for a second. Queen Mary come all the way from Antigua to come to St. Croix to set the Crucian them free. And Queen Mary got captured, sent to Denmark, arrested, sent to Denmark. And I think in her later years, they brought her here to die. And it appears that the efforts that Queen Mary has made, even though it has allowed us to be free, it has still have us mentally in bondage. It's like we're waiting for another Queen Mary. Instead of we understand that we, the people, have all the power. We have the power. They're begging we for our votes. We ain't begging them for nothing. Now, remember 2 years ago when the governor was making comments that he may have to mandate vaccine to protect. He was, you know, this thing get to his head. The power get to his head. And he was making comments about he may have to mandate vaccines to protect us from ourselves. And, you know, he couldn't understand why the unvaccinated did not want to be vaccinated. And I had a slugs down macaroni and slugs down sauce and perma your hair and do your nails and all these derogatory statements he was making. Because he could not even understand why we wasn't taking the poison. And he didn't understand that we have choice and we refuse to take the poison. And he had some medical people around him that was not even advocating. Up to now, it's 2.5 years later, still not advocating for a treatment protocol for the people of the Virgin Islands. And it's to see, I just traveling around and seeing how none of the 15 senators stand up for the people. We have people at Human Services. still have to take this test every Sunday. They have to go and chuck something up their nose to do this COVID. They don't have COVID anymore. And they're still tormenting the people here in the Virgin Islands. And you know who they're complaining to? Dr. Peter. I said, but come on, you don't stand up. The power is you guys. You know? And still, we don't have the 15 senators. We had none of them standing up for the people here in the territory. And I heard Senator Viola say the other day, when the governor was talking about COVID, he make a silly statement. Like the CDC had the guidelines and we just had to follow the CDC. But he don't even understand this. Guidelines of the CDC was to kill the people here in the territory. Literally kill the people here in the territory. And every Sunday night, I keep hammering the treatment protocol. The treatment protocol for COVID is zinc, hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin, vitamin D3. I'm telling you guys, my favorite senator, Alicia Chucky Hansen, get COVID right here in July. She ain't called Tyhon. She ain't called Treasure. She ain't called Donna Christian. You know who she called? She called the doctor, the people of the Virgin Island Trust. She called Dr. Peter. And I stopped everything I was doing. And I rushed by her house. And I will rush by your house too. I mean, that's just who I am. If I know you, I'll do bend backwards for you. But it's to see how none of the elected people, senators, stood up for the people. And these people at the Department of Human Services being tormented up till today. They're crying and no one is hearing. No one is hearing. And the governor, same thing. But what I wanted to say today, and we have a special guest again in the studio, I wanted to say something about Positive Nelson. I love Positive Nelson. That can't change. That's the next senator of mine. But I'm hearing people talking about agriculture and he is not, a farmer, and they gave him the job as a commissioner. And my message to Commissioner Positive, former senator, you don't have to be a farmer to lead farmers. You just have to be a leader. Your job is to bring the best people at the table so they could do the job. Who gets credit? Who cares? Your job is to just lead. Bring people at the table. Right now you have your business, Serenity Nest. I pass over there. It's very successful. People there every Sunday night. Place look good. I know it's not you cutting the grass. I know it's not you that built all the chairs and the stage. It wasn't you. Guess what you did? You hired the best people to come there and make your place look good. Make your business look good. So just imagine, Senator Positive Nelson, if you take that same concept, all right? That same concept. You don't know nothing about farming. It's fine. But what if you brought the best people on the table so they know, the farmers could know, okay, this is the best one that deals with water, aquatherapy or whatever. I don't know nothing about farming, so I can't talk about farming. But what if you brought the best people at the table instead of, this person know more than me, so me bringing here at the table because he gonna look too good. No, that's what leaders do in a community. Because guess what? For your business, no matter how much me and you is friends, you'll never bring me to make any chairs or cut your grass. Because I don't know nothing about cutting grass and I'm not a carpenter. Even though you love Dr. Peter, you will never come to me and say, listen, I need a stage bill. You think you could bill it? I like you. You won't come to me, you will come to me for therapy because that's what I know. And that's what we have to do as leaders. Bring the locals at the table to make the Virgin Island a better place for every one of us. All right. So that's my message for my next favorite senator. All right. And then remember I tell you about John Yob. You need to go online and look up this man's name. He named John Y.O.B. Somebody I know claim they call David Hall, which is the president of UVI. Remember I tell you 2 weeks ago about this article that's in the VI consortium about Governor Bryan is leading VLA by 22.8%. And I tell you those polls are fraudulent. Nowhere in the polls it said where the polls was conducted. Was it conducted on St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, or Water Island? Was it conducted in East, West, North, or South? Never once it said where the polls were conducted. Was it black people, white people, Hispanic people? Was it rich or poor? Was it educated or uneducated people that did the polls? Never once they say who did the polls. And when you research this guy, you see how much things this guy is involved in. John Eob. So them polls, don't believe the polls. Governor Bryan is not leading in the polls. Somebody is calling. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, good night, Dr. Peters.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I was just hearing you talking about the human services, the testing that they have the workers doing.
Yeah, tormenting the people.
Yes, tormenting the people. I myself contacted the commissioner, and I gave her all the information that is being lifted, that the president said that the COVID is over, and her statement to me was she got to wait to hear from higher up to find out and see if she find out any information that is being lifted, even in the state side, head start, that she has to find out before she can say anything to us about it being lifted. One of my co-workers called Mario Show yesterday, but she's been complaining for a while. She's been vocal. She's been giving the Congress office all the information. She's been to Senator Spanish. She's been all over. She's one of the most outspoken ones in the group, and she's been trying her best to find out why is it the workers are still testing if COVID is over. And Mario said to her, because if she waits to hear from the group that is running for senators that when they get in that they could do something, that's why she must vote. We need something to be done now. We don't need something to be done when somebody get in, because just when they get in, they're going to do what they're doing now.
That's right.
Ignore the information, ignore what's happening. And there's nobody out there helping us. There's nobody giving us information. We don't even know who to call in the States anymore to find out why Head Start in the Virgin Islands is still testing. Why? Human Services, the home is still testing every 2 weeks. And then there's still people out there partying, lying in.
Exactly.
And they're not testing. I have a COVID test that I do every week, and it's always in the negative. So why am I testing? And then somebody's coming in around me, even the children, and they're not being tested. We're not going to argue this point anymore.
Mama, you guys gotta stand. You guys gotta stand up as a group. Stand up and let your voices be heard. All right?
We're going to put this to the media even.
That's right.
If we have to see our face, we're going to take it to the media now, because nobody's even looking out for the small people in that department that is going through this. You know what it is to be taking a test every weekend since COVID started? Yeah,
this thing is ridiculous. But we have a caller. We have a special person in the studio right now. We have Karen Dickenson, and we're gonna have her address this issue right now for you. Okay, Mama?
Thank you very much. Love you.
Love you too. Thank you, caller. Karen, tell the people.
Hey, Dr. Peter and the listening audience. It is always welcoming to be here to bring some enlightenment to our people here in the territory and allowing our people to understand that they have the power. But they take it simple. If I was these ladies, I would walk off the job. The governor is all over drinking, partying. The senators is out there. Remember, we had a senator. We had a senator that put the community at risk when they went out and did this in St. Thomas. And nothing didn't happen to them. Why are you still
being
torturing these people? Why? I understand you say come to work and make sure you maintain your mask while you're with the children. But why they have to go and get their nose squeezed up and screw up every Sunday? Why? When everybody else in the same Department of Human Services and other departments of the government, why are you doing that? It doesn't make sense. Because you think you can control people because you know that this is what they need. You know, one of our problem here, Dr. Peter, as I sat home and I thought about different things, and I said, you know why? One of the things with our election system and our election in the territory is that the government monopolizes the people because we have no other way for employment. So we have to stand down. People, we have to wake up. The government is you. The government is you. And we got to wake up. And we got to let this status quo end. We cannot continue. We're like we walking in quicksand. The more you go, the more you go down. And there's nobody at the top trying to help you. We have to stop being so complacent as a people. We have to. Because as we can see, nothing is getting better. It is getting worse. And as we move in, the topic tonight should be stress.
Yes. It was going to be stress.
Because as we're moving into this political season, the stress has risen.
High.
Because we're in the point of communism, you can't associate. Because you can risk your employment.
Your way of life.
Your way of life. You're not making enough money. And light bill going up, inflation going up. You can't make a choice at the lesser of the evil because you know who you don't know who's true to you. Because as you look at track records, you see nothing ain't really being done. But people still want to be out here condemning you because you choose what you choose. Listen to me, I keep telling you, respect me. I choose who I want to choose. And so many others. So many others. You guys will say every kind of thing so people don't see the truth. And I'm addressing the people that is poor. The people who don't have it. The people who suffering every day and being bamboozled by these politicians who haven't done anything for you guys. But have you out there supporting them so that their quality of life can increase. And yours haven't moved a notch.
Decrease.
Why the Senate put in a bill to allow their salary to increase? And once the bill signed, it's automatic. But you got to wait for years for a contract negotiation for them to give you $2. People, open your eyes. They could sign for them their salary to be the payment of the lowest paying commissioner, which I think that went up. And in an instant, their salary moved. But here it is, we got to sit down and negotiate and go through contract and find money and this and that. And you out there flagging, fanning for them. And their salary go up, their quality of life go up, everything for them go up. And you out here still waiting for a contract to be ratified. People, open your eyes. We cannot and we must not. And I implore to those who are listening to my voice and the people who come up from humble beginnings like me, that we continue to allow people in our community to exploit us under the name of leadership.
Karen, as you say exploit, can you tell our listeners about the woman that came to your facility trying to go through you to exploit us here? Can you tell my listeners about that?
A lady came to my facility. As you guys know, I run the collective collaboration. This lady came to me. And I have witness to that because there were other people that came to visit some family that was sitting there. Because my business is very transparent. And she said they sent her to me. She said, "Hi, Karen, how are you? It's such a pleasure to meet you." I said, "Hi, I'm sitting to the table." She said what her name was, and she stated what she came to do. And they sent her because I have the feel and the pulse of the community, because she wanted to go into the housing community to deal with the folks. And I'm looking at her, she's talking. This lady come from somewhere in the Midwest, been here for a short time. But you sent her to me so I could take you
into our community.
to exploit my people for financial gain. How dare these people? And I said to her, you know something? You want me to take, just so. You want me to take you in my community where you can't relate to, so you go exploit my people? It would never happen. And the giggle and the laugh, she pick up her thing and she left. I am here doing the work. I'm local. You're not coming to me. Because yes, let me say to you guys, my thing here about changing the status quo ain't just personal, you know. When I say personal, not to me, Baba. Not to me, Karen. The people I serve and my community. So,
Caller, you're on the air.
Good night.
Good night.
Did you work in your community yet to get those motorcade on the way? And what
Give him my number so he could call.
Come out the air, give me your number, please, so I can contact you as soon as we're done.
No, I am saying that I want you to go back to the community to let them know.
Yes.
Yes, we already.
And we have your number so we can contact you.
Hello?
So I'm saying, people, these are the games that we
give us your
out
number?
here playing. Everybody out here got the most to say when it come election. The next time, I beg you guys, stop exploit my people. They need to eat every day. Not when it's election, you take a picture with them and say you're feeding them. They need to eat 7 days a week, 30 days a month, and 12 months out of the year. Last November, nobody feed them. The November before that, they didn't feed them.
But they're feeding them now.
They're feeding them now,
A few.
running up and down.
With pictures.
Stop! It is insulting. Stop! When you finish macame them, let me come down low and make them puppy show. You don't jump in your good car and go in your good house. You have been seeing them all. You have been seeing them for years and years, and there's no initiative that has been executed and working that has solved any problem that we have around here as it relates to mental health and homeless. None. But when it's election time, you continue to abuse your own, put us in this mental slavery for our personal gain. My effort here is not singular. My effort here is plurality for all of us. And when we do this right and we change the status quo, because we can see the status quo isn't working. I don't care whether you're fish or foul, it ain't working. The team of Kent Bernier Senior Oakland Benta is ready to move these Virgin Islands the day they get in. People understand. The People's Choice is not an organization just for Kent Bernier and Oakland Benta writing. It is going to be continuous. It is going to be a people organization where we bring everybody to the table to resolve the problems and the ills of these communities. Because you can't solve the gun problem if you don't have a gunman sitting to the table. You can't solve the drug problem if you don't have a drug man sitting to the table. Because you can't stop Eastern and know the needs for the people in Kennedy and Chabot. You can't. So everybody with a PhD, EF, GHI, JK, you guys need to go and refund those schools, give them back the degrees, because there's nothing happening. And the amount of education you guys who run in this government have, it is embarrassing. It is embarrassing. We are more than a third world country. People keep saying, Baba, why you don't run for Senate? Not me. We don't have a lot of senators who have interests of the people. They're there for a show and a check. You ever notice when election everybody don't talk to you? You could stop them any place they got time. As soon as they win,
Church done.
You become an important. You meet them going in the care, you got to have a word with them. No, I can't call me up. It's you call, and nobody answer. They're not about you. So if you join the people's choice, they have to answer us because we have the most power. The senators, you don't work for them, they don't work for you. And let them understand that. And are you walking around here behind them like there's some God or something when they don't have no respect for the people? Are you understand what's going on here and open your eyes?
Caller, you're on the air.
Good afternoon to the two ladies, good night to the studio,
Good night.
and good night to the listening audience. Well, let me tell you something, Karen and Dr. Peters. Keep the fire burning. I don't think people understand the seriousness that we are going through. I don't think they understand. That's why when I talk about the people's choice and the right things, they make fun of me, they laugh at me. But let me tell you something. I sent it to my phone, to my heart. They laughing at me. But we are crying on the inside because we are seeing what our future is going to look like. That's why we feeling it. But I doesn't feel it in no way. People, are you wake up? What we, the people is trying to do is change this Virgin Island around. I can't see what's happening. It's just a few go get this with us. What are they get with us for? Because we can't get the truth. We bring the light to you all. Look, Marco had a little opening on the last of the forum. And no count from right there. He getting a pushback. People, what do you want? You want a certain amount of people to live good and the others suffer? Can't they never open sentence for everyone? And let someone say for everyone.
Thank you.
People are hurting. And I will leave you with that because I know that you also have a lot to say.
Thank you.
People,
Thank you, caller.
behind of the people's choice. Continue doing yours.
Thank you, caller. Karen, I heard you speaking today, and I heard you talk about the senators contacted you. I want you to tell the people, my listeners, about that because that kind of brought tears in my eyes. I want you to tell the people about a situation where you had to be called to the Senate and they were supposed to allocate funds for you. I want you to tell my listeners what I heard today because that thing brought tears in my eye. And I want my listeners to know what's going on here in the territory.
Take this call.
Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, this is Joe from Colorful Vision. And I really agree with what you're saying and what the previous man just been saying. It's, as a young man, I really agree with him. You know, I really feel it for the people in the Virgin Islands, and I think somebody should step in and try as much as they can. Ain't nobody could fix all the problem, but somebody could step in and just try to push the Virgin Islands to a better place.
All right, Brother Joe. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla.
Before we continue, I just want to say about Joe. Joe is with a company called Colorful Visions. And Karen, not to change the subject, any you want somebody to paint your house professionally, you call Joe. 340-244-4782. You could call me and I'll give you all the number. This guy, young, local, I mean, very, very professional. Very professional. And Joe calling. Thank you, Joe, for calling in. And again, his company is Colorful Visions. You want any painting in the Virgin Islands? He does even travel to St. Thomas and St. John. He is the bomb. Anyway, Karen, go ahead and tell the people of the Virgin Islands this story I heard today, which was, it just brought tears to my eyes.
Before I jump into the story, you see what you just did, Dr. Peter? Mm-hmm. That is what we're supposed to be doing, uplifting. Somebody else would have said, oh, I can't do that because I got paid for time. What is 2 seconds to promote a young man? What is 2 seconds to promote a young man? But we're so selfish around here. Selfish. And if you ain't part of the social status around here, nobody cares. I gonna jump in with 2 parts. Let me piggyback on what the one said about last night. It was tremendous. how the community came out to support Siga, Marco, Mampi, Bass, whatever you choose to call him. It was outpouring of love. It was. This is a young man in our community who have came from humble beginnings. He ain't got no Harvard degree. He ain't got no Yale, no Princeton. He ain't got no degree. But he have vision. Like many others who run the heavy equipment business around here. And he is bringing something to his community. And I understand pushback is coming. It's just like when I come home, I open a business. You're supposed to come to your people who come back to give back to their community. They know the community, they know the landscape, they know the people. But no, we always figure that we can't support our own because it's going to be too much for them because only certain people recognize to have. It was an outpouring of love. And people, we need to continue that kind of show up and show out when there's issues around our community. It doesn't matter what it is. Once it is right, we need to be out there to take a collective stand against these people that works for us. We don't work for them. Today they come by your door one night to push paper at your door. They just blow hand in front of your door. You don't go look for them because when you're looking for them, they're not there.
Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, good night again. Baba, this is Norma.
Hey Norma, how are you?
Good. I went to the thing last night and it was impressive. It was wonderful. It's really a move for the Virgin Islands. The only thing I really kind of wish I had asked some more questions, but I figured that the horseman then would have been asking the questions. So that's the one thing that we didn't get last night. So I'm hoping that it will do something again so we could ask more questions about the time frame, like how long it's going to take and stuff like that. So that's the only thing that I didn't come out with last night. So,
but Norma, let me interject a minute. I think they really can't come up with a time frame because they have to go through some process. And I remember when this thing came on board first, me myself is not a avid horse person. I participate, but my sister they raise horse.
Right.
But I think the thing is that when this came out first, everybody was like, oh, he can't do it because only granddad Doc James got license for wrong. And that's our problem wrong. Is always I can't. Always I can't. We always come with the negative. He can't good, you know, but he can't. You ain't saying they good, but I hope that they work with him. It can't. So I think in terms of the time frame of which they can break ground and stuff, Norma, I think it's probably dependent on DPNR and whatever other regulatory agency that they need to go through, and whether they have to have legislation to allow that to happen. Like they said last night, they didn't see anything on the books that said it is exclusive that the runners Doc James is the only licensing registrar. And I hope to God, because it look good all on that side of tongue and look beautiful. Norma, you side, right? We gonna look like America. You could imagine when a plane flying and see all them pretty light and how that place look. And he fix up the Williams Delight and the Carlton area and just start to build up our place. It is wonderful. It was nice. It was, right, Norma? It was.
And I hope it was impressive. It was nice. Dr. Peters, you should have been there because they had a lot of people really out there to support Marco. And one thing I know that we're going to see, that a lot of people will get discouraged and a lot of people going to listen to other people. But like I told a husband today, I said, listen, you got to go to Marco. You can't sit on here what people say. You got to go to this man yourself, talk to him, say you're ready to be in with him. Because that's what will happen. A lot of people going to get to hear the negative all the time in the ear, and then they're going to back out from it. And then Marco going to believe left holding this thing on his own. But we got to support Marco.
That's like what's going on with the writing, Norma. We can't continue the way we are because nothing ain't happening. We have to make a change. And for change to come, somebody have to start. If Marco didn't take that plunge, spend his own money, do design and everything, guess what? It would have just been a
dream.
conversation.
Our dream.
We have to do better.
Definitely, definitely.
We have to do better. So, again, people, we say that we here in the Virgin Islands, we are suffering. Suffering under the regular. Suffering under the status quo. The status quo is the regular. Years and years and years we're doing the same thing. Let us bring it closer. The election system. The election system. Whether you like it or not, we know it's an issue. We know that it is an issue. And for anyone to be comfortable, I think we need to remove the powers to be, replace them, and start it all over. My question has always been, as I wasn't here, is that we have heard that 3,000 votes were missing. 3,000. I've heard that. I heard here.
You were missing where? When?
I
don't
for
know.
the last election. I wasn't really here.
Okay.
We've heard that. We've heard that over and over. My question is this. That means, let me make my statement first. That means that 3,000 individuals was disenfranchised. So it couldn't be a fair election. So why did you certify the election? That's my question. So everybody in it, everybody, that's why I feel, because
Nobody's standing up for nothing.
the board is elected by the people and you're not standing up for the people. So I tell you, get rid of all of them.
That's right.
If it ain't working for you, get rid of it. You got a husband, you walking out, you don't get rid of it. You got a girlfriend, she walking out, you get rid of her. Get rid of them. Because everybody vote is supposed to count for who they want it to go to.
True.
Again.
Facts.
Again. The machines in St. Thomas were not tagged and sealed. They were not tagged and sealed. So I question the numbers coming out of St. Thomas for this early voting. If you look across the nation and the news, every place that got early voting, you could see a picture, how much people going in, how much people coming out.
Can't see
can't
that.
see that, yeah.
Ain't happening.
One of our people in St. Thomas said to me, Karen, I made it my business because when I see the numbers, I was frightened. And I stayed up by Tutu Park, man. And if it had 10 good people going there for the day, it had plenty. So I'm trying to figure out where these 2,100 and whatever. But what is more troubling and alarming, Dr. Peter? We have everybody out here running for election, asking people for their vote. People taking the time out to support you. But I don't hear nobody supporting them besides Miss Heilig from St. Thomas. She writing letter from the polling issue to these machines not being sealed and tagged. And if you don't know what seal and tag mean, the machines are supposed to be secured until election day. If they're not secured, then you could play with them. That's why the writing is important. Because you can't thief nobody vote with the writing. You cannot steal nobody vote with this writing. And the reason why these candidates was called back for that is because people saw something different in them. They were bringing information and educating the public and enlightening us to things that we didn't know about.
True.
Because you see, those other candidates just give you surface ignorance Oh, we gonna pave the road. Oh, I do this.
They're not even doing that much. They have posters all over the place. That's it.
But true issue, how we gonna resolve stuff, it is not being said. Again, I say it. A bill is as good as the paper it's written on, unless the project is executed. A bill, because I'm prime example of that. They got a bill for me, but me ain't saying nothing. Nobody answering, and me ain't calling them to beg. Because it ain't for me, it's for the people. So, with the question that you asked, I have been here 2 years. I'm just bringing it up to politics to tell I how to play politics wrong, yeah.
With people's lives.
With people's lives. But they can't play politics with me. I too good for the politics. Ask them who Mr. Dickenson was the best politician, the best campaign man for the Democratic Party. The best. I say, tell anybody, call me and doubt that. And that's the stock I come after. Mr. Dickenson, the one and only Lally, Mr. Democrat. And let me pay homage to my dad. My dad was the kind of man like this. You don't know he's Mr. Democrat, so don't come even try to convince him to vote for nobody else. But he gonna keep a welcoming conversation with you.
Well, Karen, as you just said that, let me ask you the question. The party of your father was part of, is this the same party today?
No, this is a bacchanal session now. No.
So your father would be disappointed right now, spinning in the grave.
My father would have been with me with this writing. Because these are Democrats that he see represent what he knew. So he would have been with me. I trust you because he's his child. He loved me more than them day. He would have been here with me. And I'd have been so proud to stand up. So I started representation of
your
my
father.
dad. My dad was a guy that voted the symbol. That's how my dad voted. He don't do nothing else. He voted the symbol. He voted nobody else. That's how my dad voted. My grandmother was the same way. You said Democrat, that is him.
But as Brian is not doing for the people of the Virgin Islands, would he be in support of that?
Oh, no. Not with me to the wheel.
So he wouldn't support that. As much as he loved his party, somehow the party is stolen.
My father was like me talk truth.
Okay.
He talk truth, whether you like you or not, he beg you for nothing. He spoke truth. And when you see Mr. Dickenson in the street, he got pamphlet in back pocket, pamphlet in his chest pocket, and he convincing everybody to come to the party. He had a harder walking Democrat. I will tell you, all of them sit down and fanciful. My father there on the street every day. He never drove. And when he come home from work, he worked government house. He come home from work, he change his clothes, he bathe, and he back in town with a leaflet and pamphlet in his hand. My father was a dedicated man to the Democratic Party. So I spent half of my father, I dedicated to what I believe in. Nobody could change me. Again, I stopped telling him I waste my vote. So if I come vote for him, my vote good. Are you wasting all your time? Since I want to talk about waste. Because it's a coin. It's a coin. Nobody care about the people.
You know, Karen, as you're just saying that too, it appears to me that it's like when you hear them pushing two people, to me it's like two raw pieces of meat, they're just shoving down your throat until you swallow.
Correct.
It's like two raw, and I don't like meat. Two raw pieces of meat down your throat.
And I think that's very disrespectful. I think so. And if they were statesmen, I wouldn't sit at no debate if all parties involved.
That's right.
Wasn't there. Don't worry about the right thing. We speak for ourselves because we don't eat our life in any debate. So don't speak for us. We did that months. And as I say that, Cleo, this whole week last week, the Benair and Benta was shining in the government. Let's go back to the Senate where Mr. Smith is his name for WAPA. Did we hear Mr. Benta say for months the 60 megs? Look in the newspaper, they spoke about the 60 megs. If they could execute it the way we have a plan, would be a different. Then we come back again. Where it is VI slice, VI sling. Where we talk about taking money from PFA to give the people. But they didn't do it right, they do it hurry rush. If you look at the medium income of who can be qualified, it's people from 43,000. When the real people who need house don't get house. When the average person don't make even 30,000 wrong, and so who that money is for? You're not doing things for the people. You're just doing things to parade and papi show yourself. You're not doing things for the real man who need the help. Then come back. It was so eloquently spoken on 1340 Friday night when this gentleman, Mr. Silverman, spoke about what they have done with GRS. Just ain't gonna work. I thought it was Ken talking, but the man had a little more twang to his speech. And that is when I realized it wasn't just what Ken said the man was spewing out of his mouth. GRS is not fixed. We're doing things around here like a cult and forcing things over people. Do this because that they put map out because of him out. But this one telling you slugs in. You calling people all kind of name, but nobody ain't see it. It's good for one, but it ain't good for the other. That's just how they run this government. It's good for the social status and their group, but the poor people ain't to get nothing. People, open your eye. Don't let it come in the project and fool you with 2 teeth shut.
Better than that.
Are you better than that? Don't let it come in the project and give you 2 bottles of water.
Better than that.
Are you stop? You guys have had politicians over the years continue to use you clean fish. Come vote for them. And when they ain't there wrong number, they don't care about you. All they do is get for them and days. They don't use you up. Because they always got this thing that people in the project and housing communities don't worth anything. But when election now, they got you outside like Macami Papi show up and down. And when election done, maybe they might give somebody a little job to clean. A little map and sweep. And you think you have won the prize. You could have had that map and sweep before. You could have had that map and sweep before election, because I guess the money was available. People come along with the people's choice. It is the organization for the underdeserved and the unrecognized. Stop make nice for stupidness, come make nice for something. Let us be a force that they have to respect in this community. Let us be one that when Mr. Foy is on the road fighting for us, we could say we gonna support him. Now when they look through government house window, they see people all the way up to Anglican church. Let us sit back and talk about melee and the negative. But when it comes to real issue, nobody wants to be there. Like Cleo Widow say, give me liberty or
Give me that.
that is what I stand for today.
You know, and Karen, I heard a saying many years ago, right? And the saying is, and I don't know if it's Ronald Reagan say it or John Kennedy say it. And he said, don't ask what America can do for you. Ask what you can do for America. And today, people of the Virgin Islands, St. Croix, I'm talking to you, St. Thomas and St. John. Don't ask what the VI can do for you. Ask what you can do for the VI. It's time that we stand up against what's going on right now. Only we could stop what's going on. Bob Marley said it best, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Only we can free our own mind. Only we can stand up. I see Senator Violet today on the ferry from St. Thomas, from St. John to St. Thomas. And it's just sudden where the people on the ferry cussing him on the ferry. Oh, people only seeing you now. Nobody seeing you on no ferry. Now he coming on the ferry, coming around like a little rat. not standing up like a man for the people. You seeing him and you're like, that's who's running? That is who I bring to we? I hearing him talking, I hearing him in a debate with the governor, and I said, that's who I want me to support? Are you giving me 2 pieces of meat and shoving them down my throat? 2 teeth? And I want me to pick between 2 of them? 2 of them calling each other. You think Karen will call me a thief? Me and she will rope right here? You don't call me a thief? No, you can't call me no thief. He calling the governor a thief. The governor call he a thief. And none of them say, no, by me no thief. Respect me. Because if Karen right now call me a thief, listen. Before we go any further, respect me, I go respect you. You ain't hear none of that. So if you calling me a thief and I calling you a thief, that means we got 2 thieves in the house. How are you going to vote for 2 thieves? How is things ever going to get better for the people of the Virgin Islands if we keep electing thieves? That means we love thieves. So people of the Virgin Islands, we got to do better. And we can't let them just shove 2 pieces of meat down our throat and say, okay, let's pick between 2 evil. Me don't vote evil. That's why I tell them the Wednesday after election, I must do the right thing. Even if it's me alone, I must do the right thing. I must stand up for the people of the Virgin Islands. I'm not asking what St. Croix could do for me. What can I do for St. Croix if I leave this earth today? I know I been standing up for Ayo from day one. From the time this COVID hit, I standing up for Ayo. They could have come after me. Everybody tell me, oh, turn your head, blah, blah. No, my job, why God sent me here, is to stand up for my people. And I need to stand with us. Wake up and stop being so comfortable. They're living on our backs. We have John Yob right in St. John. I could imagine the conversation he had with the governor. Oh, them they don't read. I go just write something in the VI consortium that you leading and that go be it. No, John Yob, it don't work though, so in the Virgin Islands. It don't work so. Some of we don't read, other we don't read. But some of we that don't read will educate the others that don't read. And you can't come and play no fast one and we. That don't work like that.
But Cleo, let me say something to you. And you touch on something in your statement that you just made here about Virgin Islands. The opinion the other day that was had where the appeal court is not reviewing our status as citizens, that is very serious. Especially because people don't see things the way I see it, or maybe you see it. But we have to understand that. With that being said, with that opinion, let me say that, being said, up on the mainland, those senators and congressmen who think that we give money to these territories and we waste them, or we don't do what we're supposed to do with them, they're not going to push to pass anything to give us. Because now they see us, as Kent always says, as a subject. We have these monies here that we can't move because we can't have audits. We have Puerto Rico right there who need their money. 2026. These grant and all of these COVID act and all these money expires then. We can't move them. And guess who's going to get them? Other states and territories. Maybe not territories, but I know other states. For example, the food stamp. We may see a reduction in the food stamp allocation because we were given the food stamp amount, because we got one of the higher food stamp allocation per month per individual than other states. But now we gone from 1 and change to 87. So you think if they were sending 3 billion, now they need to send 3 billion still? No. So when the inefficiency, the ineptness of our leaders, it trickled on everybody. Single one of us, because our numbers go based on census. And our census is low. So we may look at the next go round for this next year coming that things might be bleak. And if you guys think that you're here running this Virgin Island like it is yours, people watching you. We have become the laughing stock, clear, to say the least. It is an embarrassment that anybody could come here and ring circle around our government because they know we in F. We clearly demonstrated on the way we treat our own. And they realize that. So they come. And they make all kind of noise and bring pretty and fancy book. And because our people so gullible and a lot of us is so still colonializing our mindset, when we see it look like opulence, we want to be positioned when they're sending us down the river. We have a government that has sold us so far in for days, singular gain, and the few. All of us is suffering. The other day, I went to the supermarket. I remember, I think it was last month. I paid for trays, they were like $22. I went to buy some the other day, it's $30.
Wow.
And I turning these things over like every 2 weeks. What happened to a mother? And I continue to say that because it's the reality. You out there jumping up, jumping up, jumping up. Everybody wants you. Whatever side you want. But nobody has jumped up for you, mommy. You still making the same salary. But you jumping up for them to get higher. We talk about, let's come back to the question that you asked me. So I came here with my program. Guys, I came with my monies. And I did between two evil, the church and the administration. Wicked. They're wicked. I say they're wicked. All of them wicked.
The church.
And
the government.
Wicked.
Two wicked
wicked
entities here.
Wicked.
Wow. Tell us the story, Karen.
So I came here, was invited in the space by the church. I didn't just walk in and broke out the lock. We had a minister that could lie more than a rug. And I set a cabal behind her. Anyway, that's enough for the church. They want to put the people out the church. You ain't doing nothing with the place for about 60 years. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The same people I serving to the ones living under that church forever. Half of the people in the church didn't even know you could go from one side of the church to the next. In the back where we are. Anyway, we got there and we cleaned it up and whatever. When I came here, I met the senator down by my aunt's house, Novel. We talked, he gave me his number, I calling, no answer. Met him at the by the bakery. Because I got no story, you know. I got nothing to hide, because I'm running for nothing. I got to lie to nobody, and if you know me, don't tell it to me, because I could say it twice. I ain't got to lie for nothing, that's a big woman. Met him by the bakery. Baba. I said
later on.
I said to him, yeah, with an explicit, what are you calling me for? I mean, I calling you. I figure that we good, you know, we grow up, we come out.
That's a senator.
Yeah, we come out at the same humble beginning. Humble beginning. And here it is, you get pompous now, you can't answer me. Okay. I said, I've been calling you. You said, no, I ain't got no call, so I show you my cell phone that I've been calling. I don't delete your number, block it. That don't make sense. By the time I get to my business, I got a call from his chief of staff, set up a meeting. We set up the meeting again. I tell her, hey, me come here to waste time, you know. Me, Novel, court. Oh, Baba, what is you want? I don't send the estimate to them sometimes back. When I had just come here, COVID was hot. That time, Senator Barnes was in the Senate still. And she has always been a champion. From the time I was coming from the States, been connected and Senate stuff. And they didn't address it in that hearing at the time. So we had the meeting and we sitting down and he said, okay, let me call the governor. Call the governor. Come and say, yeah, we got the money in the trust fund. Whatever that is. I said, okay. To their credit, about a week or two later, they sent a copy of the bill that was going to be written. Then they sent a date finally when we go meet with the legislature. Got all of my support letters and all the support and everything. Then Saturday, the minister for the church told me to write a letter. Okay, he was busy, and give it to him so he would put it on letterhead. So we sent it to the Senate. I think we were meeting with the Senator Tuesday. They call and say, I then waiting, they call and say, Baba, we ain't gonna go on. The church call and said they ain't supporting your program.
The church.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the people out the vestry, and some of them who in there in the vestry neither. That's why they can't walk nowhere, they can't keep no job. Because they're too fast and they can't lead. So, I said, what? They call me, they tell me what's going on. First thing they say, oh, don't go to the radio, because I ain't going to look good on the church. I really care who he look good on. I care who he look good on. I worry about the people who need to survive. You worrying how we going to look good on who? That's like the perpetrator and the victim. Oh, he's a doctor, so he ain't going to look good because he's a doctor. But she's suffering
from his foolishness.
Anyway, I get on the radio with it. I don't care because they don't control me. I don't care. Do right and right would follow you. Anyway, we went through that. Then they want to get vestry and everything. Remember, I trying to get all of these people to come together. They ain't coming. So I realize it's me a disrespect. The church ain't have nothing to do with me. I just there in the space. I'm just in the space. I'm going to tell you how politics plays. That's what I'm trying to bring to you people. And after that, it just went there. No, they said, let's meet with the church. Let we hear what's going on. Let we pay what the church needs so we can keep this. No. No. It has nothing to do with the church. It has to do with me. So how come the church take
president
over me? The church ain't got a program. It's my program. I just there in the space. The church is the people's own. I'm just trying to show you how institution work. Like people you put there for the betterment of people, they go out like it's days. That's what I'm saying. So that went south. We rewrote the bill.
Who wrote the bill?
It was Novell and Court co-sponsor. So we went ahead and I sent back to them what we need to put in language in the bill. I went ahead and I found a building because my responsibility is to take care of those who nobody care about.
Less fortunate.
So for me to have them with lack of consistency, see, people don't understand this. It changed the dynamics and the behavior. If you're inconsistent with me, you're joking. I hold my confidence and trust in you, and here it is. You can't support me with that. So how I said, let me go back in the street and do whatever I do. So I found a building in town. We went, put on the money, whatever. They're waiting for some time for PMP to get back with them so they could write the bill correctly for however they want to do, whether they want to do for $1.50, because they said don't spend your money, Bob, and we don't take that money what we had for this initial renovation of where you at to pay for this. Remember, I could have done by the building, you know. I could have done by the building. No, because this money come from the trust fund, and that's why it is. In the interim now, I went to a meeting with the governor, a meeting at 2 years. 2 years to get the appointment. And in 30 minutes or less, the meeting ain't come. And the follow-up, but yet, the follow-up wasn't happening. When election come, everybody coming, well, call the governor, the governor. I tell them, if the governor want to win election, tell he call me by a Tuesday. I did get a call. But it was just a call for that. It was just a call because if you really want to do for the people, you're doing the time.
True.
You're doing the time. You cannot buy and sell me. I come from humble beginning when my parents work hard. My father worked hard for what he got. I ain't come from where I feel like I entitled around here that everything got to be our way because you got a name. I don't. My name is Karen Dickenson. And it has always been that until I had Aline Encarnacion. And Encarnacion is still mine because I'm divorced. You understand me? So I don't have no name that you figure is supposed to take precedent over nothing. It is the people with the name who have us in bondage today.
True. Facts.
It is the people who we put our trust in that doesn't care about us. And the common man who come to do good through humanity, their heart, their mission, and their love is who we reject. Like Ken and Oakland, because they want to tell the truth of the story. Open the books. Why you guys afraid to open the books from the legislature? Truth. Is it because when you go and these trip and you take these trips for conference during hobby time and you can't bring back receipt to account? Is it because when the legislature give you advance money, you don't never spend it and why you say you're spending it and can't account for it? But if it's me and you working for government in a lower edge job and we bring a receipt, they say we thief money and it got we in cancer. People, open your eyes. Nobody is out there caring for the average man. It seems that way, but it is not that way. And that is why the People's Choice has championed the cause of the right thing. So we poor people can go ahead and take charge of our society. When they have power and authority, they don't give a damn about nobody. They don't. I see some people in government, if Albert didn't gain, they wouldn't be where they're. And I know they're dumber than a bag of rocks. And that was one of my reasons I come home to have a business, because nobody dumber than me gonna be my boss. You got one go before the Senate and it's pure embarrassment with housing finance. You don't know the job, get out. Give it to somebody that know, that is going to come and be effective and work the job for its intended purpose. Help people get house. The non-profits around here runs like the government. They got so much to go and I never know. And I really don't want to know. Because I don't play bureaucracy. I gonna call it as I see it. And I don't come tell me. You can't be so draconian. Use you and me is me. I don't play politics. And if that's what it is for me to don't get what I got, because I didn't come here with the expectation. I come on a mission, man. I didn't come here with no expectation. And I telling you, Albert, them lists you got to sign for the people, sign them. Sign them. You're not doing Baba anything like you say you're in no Karen Dickenson Baba. You're not doing me anything. You're doing the people that you're supposed to serve. You're not doing me anything. I choose to support who I want to support. You choose to support who you want to support. This game I had to play around here with people like, how do you guys sleep at night? How do you sleep at night when people are out here seeing the sky when they go to sleep? And are you taking up government thing to fix your own house? How do you guys sleep? You got older Americans out here, older people here in our society that is being displaced out there because they can't care for themselves anymore. We don't have the resource to take care of them. How do you sleep with yourself at night?
They have the resource. They're not allocated the resource.
They don't have it because they don't have access to it because they're not doing what they're supposed. Because they're too thief. They are electing thief and it's okay with it. But when her son or your daughter, they put them up in consortium and are you running behind them? Don't come to me. They had my name wrong here for years. Say me take government money. Me never walk a play. It was a bounce check. They locked me up. And I did my time. I did my time. And I stand here because I gotta make my disclaimer. Because you ain't coming for me. Because when you come good. Come good. And I left here. I left here from these children around here and went on. People saw my good, accepted me, and I had impact in other communities and in people's lives. Traveled the world for the government. So I want to say this to you. These little job and position, you don't frighten me. I don't need to be in a bedfellows with you. Because you sheep in wolf clothing. You killing your own for the gain of others. We are becoming the minority in our own community. And we are being sold by our own, man.
Just like slavery all over again.
Thank you. Just so because they ain't accustomed, they said the worst thing you could do is give a black man authority sometime. And it's sad. We're the only one that discriminate against ourselves so bad, especially here in the Virgin Islands. We don't want to see our own. People don't let opulence and material things be your reason to do things that goes against the tide, that goes against your community, that goes against the people that you claim you love. If we had loved our people as leaders, we should have been better. The same island and the alien we like to jump up and talk about, they're doing better than we. And I say it because it is happening in our community, because I hear it all the time. And maybe it's some of the Eastern Caribbean leaders we need to lead our way, because they're doing a damn good job in their country.
I tell you, in St. Lucia, they're doing a damn good job over there.
All that we will pick up and go jazz festival and go here in them little country. And you ain't picking nothing from them to bring in your own island. I just want to go over there to show off that you is governor. You should shame. It had a time people from the island will call to come here to get things. Now we got to call to get from there. We're not a proactive government. I hear the governor say something the other day. And even Mr. Viale, and I'm going to call it as I see it, that you continue to say. You talk about we don't have the workforce and the refinery is supposed to be coming on the first quarter. So if you was a real leader and you're really looking for what you say, we have a vocational training school. We have certification, certs here. Wouldn't you take these young men and put them in training so that by the time the refinery come up, they can be able to have jobs?
And be productive.
You're waiting to bring in all these drug addicts from the States who could pass, who get a TWIC card. But when our locals TWIC cards say alcohol, they deny we the alcohol. But saying the same alcohol you the government legalize.
And want to legalize weed?
But you will legalize the alcohol. Alcohol available for everybody to drink. And when I go take a test and it show up with the substance that you approve for me to drink, you tell me qualify for a job.
And you can't get a job.
I can't. You boot up a car because you're under the influence of the same rum you tell me to drink. But you're locking me. It's you tell me I could drink it. You said drink responsible. Why is responsible for you ain't responsible for me? You never put on it that after 5 drinks you ain't supposed to drink no more. People, open your eyes. That is why we need to change the dynamic around here and let us status quo. Them there who run in this Democratic Party who think this country is theirs. The same set of them. They in it and they ain't doing nothing.
Nothing.
The same set of them.
A heap of big signs all over the place.
Yeah, this little boy and girl club.
But my thing is, who behind them? Why would you elect them? Ain't you pay for the sign them?
Not me. Somebody pay for the sign.
And they got dance after election.
Okay.
And
all the sign and look the same.
Same size and the same style. So it's probably the same company and the same people is who making the sign them.
You and I know them signing 2 cents.
Nah, them signing no 2 cents.
That's why join the people's choice. Who is real people? Anything I do and I real about it.
That's right.
I don't put stone and hide hand. I say that all the time. I don't do that. I don't do that. But guys, we want you to come on board. Do the right thing and right thing. Everybody know me. You have a question concerning the right thing. Don't listen to all what they've been saying before about the right thing. The right thing is real and is on fire. And I want to thank all of those this week who came over from both camps that joined the right thing campaign.
No, because they could see the vision. They're seeing the vision. They're seeing that we're not going, and they're not going anywhere. They just chucking 2 pieces of meat down our throat and telling us, you know, and Uh-huh.
One of my good friends tell me this week, and she against me, but it's okay, she's my friend, but she's not coming to me personal. Kidnap you until after the 8th.
Election?
Yeah, because you're taking our vote. I saw
Carla, you're on the air. Yes, Carla.
Yeah, just one quick question. Before Director Mark, can you explain how to go about the right when it doesn't vote?
All right. All right, thank you.
Sure. If all is not said and done, you could just put Ken Benair's senior name in that space.
Okay.
You don't have to put the whole Benta in it. You put Ken Benair Senior, because he's the gubernatorial candidate. It's not like while he's there, they tell you before when Chucky and Cintran run. That's senatorial. This is a different thing. So you put that name in there, and you say voila. If when you're writing it in and it can fit, you put both names. If not, you just put Kent Benair Senior.
Give them the phone number so that they could call if you gotta give them a flyer, or text them a
Sure.
flyer.
The number is 340-473-9806. Again, the People's Choice number is 340-473-9806. You can ask for Karen, leave a message, whatever. We'll get back to you. But people, what we're saying, come on board. Not only for the writing, but come and be a part of this dynamic group that we're going to spin some head here in the territory. We're going to make changes. It's real women standing up here, and it's women leading this group.
And Karen, you know what I like more about the People's Choice? The People's Choice is not only about this election. The People's Choice is a movement that will be on forever, to let the government officials know that we elected you. You ain't elect we. And if you ain't do right by we, just know they got a group of we that will come together, and we will. You gotta answer to us if you don't do right by the people here in the Virgin Islands. No longer we waiting for the feds. No longer we waiting for Jesus Christ. We gonna take our power in our own hand. And if you don't do right by us, you gotta get out of office. So you don't come here and just collect a check and you disappear. We, the people, have to stand up. All right? The People's Choice. Today we supporting Ken Benair and Oakland Benta. Next 2 years or next 4 years, it's going to be somebody else. Because if they go in power and they don't do right by the people, we got to out them too. You got to do right by the people here on St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, and Water Island. You gotta do right by the people here in the Virgin Islands. Because if we don't stand up for what is right, where are we gonna live? Where are we gonna live? Alright? And like I told you last week, Brian Kapisa Asunu, Ekdinu, Lapli, Katombe. Alright?
Y mi gente, por favor, buscando el apoyo del equipo de Ken Benair Senior en Oakland Benta. En ese momento y en ese tiempo en las Islas Vírgenes, nosotros estábamos en mucho problema con ese gobierno. Mucho. Problema de toda la gente pobre. Hay solamente, es un gobierno por la gente rico solo. Y tiene su grupo. Y la gente pobrecita no tiene nada. El techo de las casas, del 1500 casas aquí en las Islas Vírgenes, no, que no tiene techo. Y todavía, aquí los gobiernos tienen los dineros para arreglar esa casa. Y todavía no. Todos los programas que tiene de aquí no está funcionando. La gente anda, lleva papel, lleva todo lo que necesita. Y todavía no se resuelven los problemas. Pero gracias por tu tiempo. Buscando los apoyos del escribe de Kent Benair y Oakland Benta. Tienen el número, si tiene pregunta, 340-473-9806. 340-473-9806. Es el número de los grupos de People's Choice. Es una organización de la gente del pueblo. Ese grupo, esa organización quiere a toda la gente, incluido a toda hispana, negra, inglesa,
St. Lucian,
blanca, que sea.
todos los días.
Pero nosotros quiere una comunidad bien contento, feliz, y nosotros viven juntos, respeta a uno. Pero primero necesita la respeta del gobierno. Y la gente afuera está riendo. Cuando dice tiene un writing, un escriben, la gente está riendo. Pero recuerda, la última ríe se ríe mejor. I want to thank you guys for tonight, for listening to the voice of reason and listening to the voice of the people, the poor, the underserved. And we got a little special guest want to say something tonight before she go. And this is out the mouth of babes.
Virgin Islands, I ask for your support to write in Camperdown Senior and Oakland Banta for government and governor. Well, we have to write in for a brighter future of the children of the Virgin Islands, paid by my Stana.
You hear
That
that?
is out the mouth of babes.
You know the Bible tell you the children shall lead the way. So if I don't hear me because you think I too rude and a Karen ain't too rude, are you here? The children is talking, telling y'all what is going on for a brighter future for her. She want Ken Benier and Oakland Benta. And y'all heard Karen speak Spanish today. Makapale patwa actuellement. Brian kapise asuzot et dizot lapli katombe. So we have different dialects here. All right? Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, good night. I wanted to say, not for the people to have change, you have to want change. You have to put two change. You have to do something. And all for this is an business. You must do something.
Exactly.
If the status quo isn't working, you have to want to do something different.
Amen.
Time to allow to get along because the thing won't work. The next thing is the salaries we're talking about. How I could be making it paycheck to paycheck and nobody cares, but then I could back you and you're talking about cleaning up, but you're talking about giving you something.
Exactly.
How that'll work?
Well, you ask the people who
So
out
you
there.
the people constantly each election. I don't understand how you keep violence going. I'm going to say, and I see this one lady power to the people. The people don't understand that the power is in their hands.
Hands.
You have the power. You don't work for them. They don't work for you. They don't own the government. You own the government.
That's right.
So in order to effect change, we have to want change.
Amen. Thank you, caller.
Talking about the same thing them day in and day out. Come on the radio and talk about the same problem for an eternity and expect change. Without action, it's just like staring into the sky and you know, okay, we're going to be either black, we're going to land in a red, and we'll do the same thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, caller. Thank you, caller.
You have to want change and you have to put it into action.
Amen,
Thank you so
caller.
much.
Thank you, caller. The baby wanted to say something else. One more
What you
thing.
want to say?
You must put your conscience. They don't have no hospital. They don't have no care system. They don't have no ability system. They don't have no school. They don't have no economy. And they don't have the only person that could help us is Ken Bernard Senior and Oakland Benta for government and a governor. Thank you, Virgin Islands, and have a good day.
Thank you, guys. Thank everyone for listening to Healthy Living with Dr. Peter. We want to tell everybody good night. And we think we have Oakland Benta in the studio today. We just want him to say good night to the people. Oakland Benta, did he go? He came in. I just want him to say good night to the people if he's still here. Because people just need to know that you are around. You can't campaign or anything. But you just need to let the people them know that you are alive. Just tell them good night.
And good night to the listening audience. This is former Senator Oakland Benta, of course, and I'm here listening to the People's Choice as they present a significant platform of a direction and a way forward for this territory. So thank you. I'm listening, and I'm very pleased as I listen to the callers as well, based on the participation and the actions that are being taken and what's being heard and learned and actually being paid attention to the people in our state. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Princess. Thank you, Karen. And again, the people of the Virgin Islands understand we no longer just laying back and let anybody do nothing. We go stand up for ourselves. We go stand up because we love you. Let me tell you, the best piece of land to be in is here on St. Croix. I mean, what nobody say. St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John is the best place to be. And we love you guys, and we go stand up to you guys. We go stand up for you guys. And Karen, we have one more thing to say, and then we gotta go.
Sister Peter, Cleo,
Dr. Peter, all these
Dr.
things,
Peter,
everything.
It has been a dynamic night. It has been wonderful. I hope that we touched the heart and the soul of many. And we ask you to come and join. This train is getting out the station. And we only got a few more tickets. And you know me. Who know me, know me. When we start this ride, it's going to be wonderful. We're going to be a force to reckon with. I want to thank you guys so much. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your week. The number again is 340-473-9806. 340-473-9806. Gracias a todos. Buscando su apoyo. Te quiero mucho. Thank you so much. We ask for your support. Love you guys. Good night.
Good night. And I want y'all to know that y'all could call me also if y'all have any questions. 277-6398. My number is always available for the people here in the territory. 340-277-6398. And Brian Capise asunu egdino l'aplica tombe. Y'all vote, writing. Have a blessed night. Bye-bye.
Join the People's Choice write-in for Kent Bernier Sr. and Oakland Benta for election reform, paid for by People's Choice. Join the People's Choice write-in for Kent Bernier Sr. and Oakland Benta to end corruption and mismanagement, paid for by People's Choice.